Let us not resolve, but let us take stock of the year that was. Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday and Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great Christmas. How was it? I have no complaints other than the fact that we had some unusually cold weather for Southwest Florida. Cold weather. I know it's nothing like what most of the rest of the country was dealing with, but, you know, it was cold for down here. I took something from Tim Ferriss a couple of years ago that I liked, and I kind of took it into my own practice, I guess, which is to not make New Year's resolutions, but instead to kind of take an inventory of the previous year. And so, let's do that, shall we? What happened in 2022? Well, the surge, the mini boom that I think most of us knew was going to end at some point, you know, most of 2020 and a good portion of 2021, bike businesses were living high off the hog, and it was bound to come to an end, and it did quite abruptly. You know, as people went back to work, and as the supply chain improved, the issues improved somewhat. We're still dealing with things, but it is a lot better than it used to be. And as all that happened, we also had, you know, kind of a worsening economy, and everybody, as you would expect, starts to pull back. And, you know, really no one was immune. Even big companies like Cyclops stroke Ceres found themselves in difficulty. The truly independent bike shop is, you know, those shops are becoming fewer and farther between, whether it was they got out while the getting is good, they overbought and found themselves in some jeopardy, or, you know, some, you know, like Golden Saddle had their lease got pulled from them. So, you know, even if you were prepared, yeah, there really was no way to be prepared for all the things that could potentially happen. And I think we're going to, you know, continue to see that shrinkage of truly independent shops. And, you know, it doesn't give me any joy to say that. My feelings about e-bikes continue to evolve, I guess. I still see them as a net positive. I see them as a net positive for the bike shops that sell them. I see them as a positive for the people for whom they you know, give the opportunity to stay active longer. The issue that I see is these D2C, these direct-to-consumer e-bikes, the ones with throttles. I don't see anybody pedal those bikes. I see a ton of them going up and down the road, coming back and forth to the bike shop, and I rarely see anybody turn a pedal over. It's just throttle. They're basically mopeds that you don't have to license, and it wouldn't surprise me if something is done about that, although at this point the genie's out of the bottle. I don't know what you're going to do. I got a better understanding of the town that I moved to. I did and forgive me if I've said this, but, you know, I did a charity ride about a month or so ago, and there were 270 some odd people that showed up for this, and I didn't see one bike like the ones that I sell and talk about. And that was shocking to me, and also gave me a greater understanding of where I sit in the hierarchy of bike shops here in Naples, which is, you know, I'm going to have to work just to get to the bottom. Lots of $8,000 and $9,000 Aeromodones with electronic shifting. And I thought that that was pretty much history. Not the bikes themselves and the people that ride them, but just their overwhelming majority. I didn't think that that existed anymore, and I've also found that it's, you know, the social aspect of the things down here is not what I thought it would be. It has been very hard to crack into some of these groups. They seem to be very closed off, which again was surprising. There's a Facebook group for the mountain bikers that ride at Picayune Strand. And very early on, I sent a message through the Facebook page and just said, hey, I'm new to town, and I'd really like to kind of get to know the area, and if there was somebody there that, you know, wouldn't mind showing me around, and, you know, where do you ride when it's too wet? And it wasn't that I got a response that was not to my liking. I didn't get a response at all. And I just could never imagine that happening in Indianapolis or the Midwest. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think I've rediscovered some things that I knew but I had to be reminded of, which is I am in charge of my own health, and that especially as I get older, there are things that I really need to pay attention to that I didn't need to before. And also that, you know, you certainly can use and should use experts, and I'm not talking about medical doctors now, I'm talking about more like on the physical therapy side. But, you know your body probably better than they do, and if you have or are using someone and you've done a little investigation on your own, and you approach them with that and they're dismissive, then that's probably somebody that you don't want to work with. And the internet is a wealth of knowledge, and that should be utilized. You know, not medical advice, obviously. I am not a doctor. Consult with your medical professional before engaging in any kind of activity. And I think, you know, the overarching theme of 2022 is that I'm still just really thankful that you all are out there and you watch these videos and we have a nice conversation. And I'm still humbled by the handful of people that see enough value in what I do to not only buy things from me on my website, but you know, support me through my Patreon page. I don't know that I'll ever not be kind of amazed by that. So, thank you. I hope you all have a tremendous 2023. May it be the best year ever. I hope something good happens to you today, and I hope something good happens to you this year. Happy New Year.